Teachers, students and parents wielding banners and signs took to the streets in front of Las Cruces City Hall in a display of defiance and extreme frustration over the changes being made to public education in New Mexico. Protesters like Mesilla Park Elementary third grade teacher Deborah Romero say the public education department's uniform evaluation system doesn't lead to good teaching and doesn't allow districts to address unique needs. 50% of Romero's evaluation is based on how her students perform on high-stakes tests. And Romero, who is a plaintiff in the NEA case, says all the time spent teaching to the test crowds out other parts of the third grade curriculum.
I cannot let that get in my vision, my philosophy of education. I've just had to say, I'm doing what I've always done and I always will do. I'm going to be an excellent teacher. I'm going to treat each one of those students as if they're my personal children or my nieces or nephews and give them what they need. I just can't get tangled up in the evaluation, the punitive, nasty feeling of being dinged for doing your job.
Last year, Romero's performance evaluation came back minimally effective. Starting this school year, teachers rated as minimally effective are required by the state to be put on professional development plans. Whether they are terminated or not is left up to the individual school districts. The other 50% of performance evaluations is divided between multiple measures, like attendance or student surveys, and administrators' classroom observations. Romero has been teaching for 18 years. She says the state guidelines are stifling and the evaluation system is out of touch with the realities of the classroom.
I had an observer come in and I was told that I didn't move the lesson along appropriately, and that was the little boy that his grandfather was a geologist. And he was excited about that, and I deviated from the written lesson plan to satisfy what he wanted to share with the class. And that really struck me as ridiculous first, and then as punitive, because in my eyes what I had done was reinforce a student's knowledge and reinforce their enthusiasm of sharing what they knew with the class. And in eventuality, I was marked down on being off target in my lesson time. And you know, I had to deal with that. I had to deal with the paradox of knowing what I did was right. It was the art and the science of teaching. And yet my supervisor was telling me I'm off task.
Romero says the old evaluation system was much more effective in measuring teacher performance. The public education department acknowledges that the new system isn't perfect, but claims it's raising student achievement. Governor Susana Martinez says preference for the old system is not surprising, given that it routinely found 99.9% of teachers to be proficient.
Every professional is evaluated as to the performance of their job. And as a school teacher, it's important that we have good teachers in every classroom for every child. And before, there was an evaluation that said 99.9% of our teachers were at high proficiency. That's impossible.
The National Education Association New Mexico has questioned the validity of the 99.9 statistic and requested the supporting data. State Senator Bill Sauls is an AP psychology teacher at Oñate High in Las Cruces. He says his performance evaluation shows the system's dysfunction may run even deeper.
My evaluation on the New Mexico system had me initially ranked as a minimally effective teacher. Yet during the summer, I received a stipend from the state of New Mexico for the quality of my teaching and the number of my AP students who passed the AP exam. There's a disconnect with that.
Soules says the volatility in the evaluation system is due to an overemphasis on student test scores, a concern also cited by the American Statistical Association. Deborah Romero was rated as an effective teacher in her most recent teacher evaluation, though she says it hasn't shaken her resolve to stand up in the NEA case against the teacher evaluation system.
One year you can be getting a bonus for exceeding your expectations, and the next year you can be minimally effective.
The results of the teacher evaluation system are controversial, but so is its methodology. Las Cruces Public Schools Superintendent Stan Rounds told KRWG about 35% of a teacher's evaluation should be based on student test scores, rather than 50%. Some states use an even lower percentage. In New York, just 20% of a teacher's evaluation is based on test scores. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.